Please, are you going to share the recording for us later on?
And that will be towards the very end. I'm not sure. I'll talk to some other guys involved, but then maybe we just take the attendance of the meeting, and wherever is in the meeting, we can always get the recording. So thanks so much again for joining in. So this is, as we've mentioned, it's going to be a 4 weeks training on Microsoft Azure. I know some of this might be the first time some of us are getting introduced to Azure. This class is a practical class. There's no any slide or no anything. I'll just give us some details about cloud computing and then move straight into practical sessions. Now, what do you need to know about cloud computing? They used to say this thing that there's no cloud, it's just another man's computer. For example, ATB websites. Let's use ATB as an example. You notice that whenever students are on, let's say whenever we are resuming school, the website used to be very slow. And then let's say if you are trying to access the website now, it's usually fast because there are not a lot of loads on it. But whenever we are trying to resume school, the website will become very slow. Now, what can we say about that in relationship to cloud computing? Cloud is just a place, for example, look at your Google Cloud Storage. You have an hard disk on your computer where you are storing your things. But then for your Google Drive, it's not actually being saved on your computer, but it's being saved somewhere else. So that's like a cloud. It's just a computer sitting somewhere, and then you can now save things there. So let me share my screen now. Let me show us an example of a data center. Now, in the concept of cloud computing, we look at what they call a data center. So data center is basically where those things are. So I'm sharing my screen now. Before we move into let me just give us just some background details before we go into the practical session straight. Yeah, what do we refer to as a data center? Data center is just where, for example, if you have, for example, Google Drive. Google Drive, they have all those memory cards. They are somewhere. Even though you are saving some things on your drive, it's not being saved in the sky. It's being saved in some in some hard disk somewhere. So the memory are actually somewhere where they are being saved. So if you search for data center online, you see something like this. So this is a data center where some of those things are. So once you are connected to the internet, these things actually run in 24/7. They don't power down. So that means you can access your Google Drive 24/7 because they don't power down. They are even one of the people that contributes to the largest energy being consumed on this planet. That's data centers, because they have to be run 24/7 with generators. And those generators they usually produce a lot of waste. So they are one of the biggest contributors to waste that is polluting the environment in the world. Data centers. So there are different type of cloud. Cloud is basically some kind of other computer sitting somewhere that you can always access anytime. There are different things that you can do with the cloud. We are going to be seeing all those ones. And as I mentioned, I'll be going over the basics because the challenge is already covering the basics. If you have not joined the challenge, don't forget the link is on the group. Just join the challenge and click on join challenge. You should be able to have access to some basics and some theories around theories around what I was talking about around cloud computing, what you can do with cloud computing and the likes. So today, look at a typical example of a website. If you are writing HTML code or CSS code, or as I was mentioning before, let's look at AWS as an example. When students are just coming on campus, the website will become very slow because people are trying to access it. The problem with that is that they're not efficiently making use of the cloud. As soon as we use efficiently making use of the cloud, there's something they call elasticity with the cloud. It means that if there are traffic, the website will expand. And if the traffic reduce, the website is going to reduce itself. So that's one of the functionality of cloud computing. They call it elasticity, the ability of a website to increase capacity and to shrink again. So there are different cloud platforms that we have like that in the world that are offering that kind of services. They're not only offering saving things like storage. Usually, you also have access to things like artificial intelligence on the cloud. You have access to data science on the cloud, Internet of Things on the cloud, and a lot of other functionality like that. But what we're going to start with today is how do you host your own website on the cloud? If you write a code, let's say you write HTML code or CSS code on your own laptop, I can't see it from here. It's only running on your own laptop. So what if you now want to make it, you want to take it global, like you want to host the website? What will you do? You pay some people, they host the website for you. What does it mean for you to host a website? It means that you are giving your code to some people, let them put it on their own computer, and their own computer is always online. So anybody that go to the address of that computer will be able to access your website. That's basically what hosting means. It simply means that, okay, you guys will have your computer is always online. Take my code. Anybody that type this address should come and see my code. That's what hosting your website means. Because if the code is only on your own laptop, your laptop is not always online. And even the person in your room, your roommate will not be able to see the code unless the person carry your laptop. So what if you now want to take the code global? So you need to put it somewhere. You need to put it on a computer that is always online. And that's where we have cloud computing. So today we see how we can make use of AWS, Microsoft Cloud, which is called Azure. There are other clouds like that in the world. We have Google has their own, they call it GCP, Google Cloud Platform. AWS has, they call it Amazon Web Services. That's Amazon's cloud. DigitalOcean has some like a lot of other people, they have their own different cloud computing. There are some that are even indigenous to Nigeria. Huawei too, they have their own cloud infrastructure like that. So we now see a basic example of what we can do with the cloud. How can we now take our code, our own code that we have on our own computer, we take it and give it to Microsoft that I know your own computer is always online. Help me to save this code. And anybody that type the address of this particular code or of this particular computer should see my code. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. But before we do that, let me just make sure all of us have access to cloud, to the Microsoft Azure. I sent an invitation to us to join the Microsoft Student Ambassador company. So through that, you don't have to create an account. You automatically have a Microsoft Azure account. And with that, you have access to a lot of resources. So let me change the screen that I'm sharing. Let's say if you just type azure.microsoft.com, it will present you with this interface. So to sign in, just click on sign in. And so if you're already signing, it will just give you this interface, something like that. So don't worry about whatever you are seeing now. You will see your profile picture here and likes. And if you look at we all are going to see this. You might not worry about checking yours now. If you have any problem, you can just mention it on the group and then I'll get back to us on how to sort it out. So you have a lot of things that we can do. One of the very basic functionality of the cloud is what we call compute. So if I want to see a lot of other things that Microsoft Azure offer me, I'll just click on this button and then it shows me all Microsoft services, all things that they have with the cloud. We have resource groups, we have app services, we have function app. One thing about this thing is that cloud is like electricity, right? You can be a cloud engineer, you can be a very big expert in cloud engineering. It doesn't mean that you are using all functionalities of the cloud. You can be a cloud person that most of your things are just artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science on the cloud. So you can also be a cloud engineer that most of your own things is around websites, hosting websites, deploying application, and the like. It can be anything. So if you are focused on a particular thing, it doesn't mean you have expertise in other places, but then you can be an expert all across. This class is just to give you an overview of how these things are. And then if you have interest, you can go on and then learn better. I started my cloud journey in 2019. One guy finished from microbiology in ATB. It was one that even introduced me to it. And he didn't even teach me. He just gave me like 3 videos on cloud computing. I said I should go and watch it. So that was when I got introduced to the concept of cloud computing. And since then, I think I can say I've gone a little bit far. So going back to Microsoft Azure, so we have this interface. We can do a lot of things with Microsoft Azure. We can create virtual machines. What is virtual machines? Some of us know what virtual machine is. We have used all these virtual box. Let's say, for example, we want to do something, and they say this particular thing will require 50 gig RAM laptop. Right? That's what they say they will require. They said this thing you want to do will require 50 gig RAM laptop, and then your own laptop is just 4 gig RAM. So what can you do? You don't have to go and buy another laptop. You can just make use of the cloud, because one thing that cloud gives us is compute engine. So if you come here, I say what we call virtual machines. So virtual machines just means that machines that are in the cloud. You can, okay, let me say I want to create a virtual machine now. My laptop, for example, the laptop I'm using now is just 16 gig RAM. My laptop is 16 gig RAM. Let's say I want to do something and I need 128 gig RAM laptop. I just have to come to virtual machine, click here. I said I want to create. So Azure virtual machine. You can learn all these things. I just want to show us the possibility of what we can do. So Azure virtual machine, that's where I'm going. So if you ask me my subscription, currently you all will have this subscription. Assuming you are trying to log in on your own, you won't be able to have this. But if you try this on your own and you see you have this subscription, and then you ask for resource group, which is currently 4 weeks of Azure, you don't have to worry about this. I've done all this one for you. Whenever you come to your Microsoft Azure, these two will already be set for you. You don't have to worry about them. So it tells me to give my machine a name. So let me call it ATBU. Let's say that's the name of my machine. So it's now asking me that where do I want my machine to be located? So depending on where you are, the closer the machine is to you, the faster it will be. You know, this thing I told you is just another person's computer. It's not like I'm creating something in the cloud. It's just like I want to rent a computer from Microsoft. They're going to give me a computer, like a full CPU there. So it's not asking that where do you want to rent your computer? I say, okay, I have a lot of places here, you see. So all these places, they are where Microsoft have their computers stored. That's where they have they have data centers in all these places. So I cannot choose anyone. So let me choose East US. Let me say East US. Or you can let's leave this one as someone. So it asks me that which operating system do I want my computer to have? I think we are able to understand this. He said image. Image means like which operating system. He said choose the base operating system for the virtual machine. So I've now come down here and select. I have different options. You see, we have Windows 10, and like okay, let me just click Windows 10. Let's say I want a Windows 10 computer. Windows 10 x64. So next it's asking what is the size? What size do I want? Let me say okay, I want. See, we have 16 gig. He said it's going to cost me $91 per month. 32 gig. He said it will cost me $280 per month. So different things. I can say I want to sell all sizes. So different sizes of computer I can use. See, we have different sizes, different capacities of those computers. So let me just go back. Okay, I'll just click cancel here. So let me say I want just a basic computer of 16 gig, which is $91 per month. I say, what is the username? Let me call it ATBU also. The password, let's say ATBU. Let me just use ATBU 1234 4 5 6 7 8 9. It says it must have. Okay, let me put capital ATBU at the back. ATBU. So my username is ATBU and my password is small ATBU 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and capital ATBU. So that is my password and the likes. Say, how do I want to connect? Just leave all these ones as default, RDP, remote desktop publishing. It can be SSH and the likes. So we see how we can use all these ones later on. So license here, confirm, and then review plus create. So what am I trying to do? I need a bigger laptop and I don't have personally. So I'm trying to create a machine in the cloud. I'm trying to create a machine from Azure so that they can give me the machine and I can use it. So it tells me that this machine is going to cost me 0.1260 per hour. 0.1260 per hour. That's what the machine is going to cost me. So you see that cloud is not expensive. Let's say you just want to do something for like 2 hours. It's not going to cost you even up to $1. So this is going to currently cost me 0.1270 per dollar. Then I can click on create. So you can do all this, and whenever you are doing it, make sure you are not leaving it open because it's like pay as you go. If you leave it for 100 hours, it will be chopping your money with that. So once you are done, it's better that once you are done, you close. Once you are done, you close. So I think we have seen the basics of what we can do with cloud now. What I'm trying to do now is that I'm trying to create a virtual machine. And once this machine is done, I'll be able to you even see it. You see how everything works. Don't worry, we are here today. So he said deployment is in progress. He's trying to create a machine for me in there. And once it's done, I'll be able to log into this machine. We see everything as if it's my own computer, but it's not my computer. We see everything. So you said deployment is in progress, creating the IP and everything that we need. Let's just wait for it. This shouldn't take time at all. If you get anytime you have any question as we're going, you can always maybe just send a chat message. So deployment is in progress again. You should not, whenever you have time, don't forget you can always go over to your Microsoft Azure, check through what are the things that you can do with Azure, and then you can learn one or two things there. So this is just one capacity of the cloud I'm showing us, which is creating virtual machines, like creating machines that are not your own, but then you are borrowing somebody's machine. They call it virtual computing, virtual machines. So there's artificial intelligence functionality in the cloud, there's machine learning functionality, there's data science functionality, and quite a lot of things that you can do with the cloud. Let's just wait for this. Why is it taking time? It should be done in no time. Let's just wait. I want us to be done even before 9. Like we even finish before 9 safe. The class I'm planning should not be more than 45 minutes, and we should be done. Uh, so guys, I've switched over to my other computer now. Please, can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we can hear you.
Yeah. So
Can
Yes,
hear
we
you.
can hear you, but yes, sir.
yeah. So let's
We
let's
can't
leave
see your
that.
screen.
Yeah. I will share my screen. That place is running. So let's just go to the other part while we wait for it to finish deploying. Just go back to the next part. So now let me share my screen again. Let me share my screen. Okay, I'm coming, please. As I was saying, don't worry, we'll be done even before now. This is the last part. And this is the most interesting part. What I want us to see then. Right. Okay. Just some seconds. Mm, right, just hold on a little bit. Dog. Yeah. Yeah, just okay. All right. All right. And we can see my screen now, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, we can see it.
Yeah. So now the practical session we are going to do today is going to be on hosting a website on the cloud. And that's like using one of the functionality that cloud gives us about hosting websites and the concept of static web app. Now, what do we call a static web app? A static web app is basically a website without backend. If you don't worry, as I mentioned, you don't have to be a web programmer to join this class. Now, let me just explain. A static web app is just a website without a backend. It doesn't have any backend. It's just front facing. And this now where we have what we call a portfolio website. If I go to let me go to my own personal website. You guys can check this, you can verify this. So my own website is samueladesola.me. If I go to my own website, now this is my own personal website. So everything that is happening here, I'm not a web developer. I don't know how to do web, but I did everything here myself. Don't worry, by the end of today, you'll also be able to do something that is very close to this. Your final project will be something like this. So, but then what we are going to do today too, we even look something like this. So this thing, there's something that I didn't pay for the hosting, I didn't pay for the domain or anything. Everything I did it myself because of my cloud knowledge. And you guys will learn how to do all these things today. There's even some guys that are saying they want to pay when they saw my portfolio side, they are saying they're like senior guys, all these big men, they're saying even if they're going to pay, me have not have time to go and meet them, what is this? So we're going to see how we can create something like this. So this is a static website. I don't have any backend. A portfolio website just talks about you, who you are, what you're about. You can, let's say for example, you want to give somebody to go and learn more about you. Let's say you are a UI UX designer. You should have a place where you're putting your work. You won't be showing people your phone all the time that see what I've done, see what I've done. You won't be sending them files of what you have done. You have to have a place where all your works are being displayed, and that's a portfolio website. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and we're going to see how we can set up our own. I'll give us the base code, and then we'll be using a very small example. I won't give us the complex one like my own. It's not even complex, but then we'll be using something like this. You have to put your name, first name and last name, about experience, and everything that you need to put about you. But then let's go back to where we need to go to. I'm coming just a minute. All right, share this tab. So I was trying to do one this afternoon, and this what I've not really done much. I just put my picture there and like I'll share the code with you. So now this way we have the concept of static web app. Static web app, they are just front-facing websites. They don't have any backend. They're just front end. No backend, no front end. So how do you host your own website on the cloud without any backend? Now, all of us can do this thing. Like all of you have access to this thing. What if I'm going to do now? Just take notes. Be able to do it also from your own end. So what do I need to do? Let me go back to my home. So this is where I was coming from the other time. This is my home. This is my home page. But I think the first thing we have to do is to do our setup things, what's it called? That's GitHub. Let me again go back to my GitHub. So if guys, I'm just going left and right. Sorry. Share this tab. Some of us are just creating our own GitHub account, but if you have one before, all well and good. So this is my GitHub account. I'm going to send I think I just do it now. I'll just send it. Just take notes. So now we are going to be working with this particular, what's it called now? With this particular repository. So let me click here. Don't worry about whatever I'm doing. I will share everything with you. Now, let me copy the link. No, you don't even need to copy the link. But then, what's the best way to do this? Okay, let me just forget about it. So inside this, I'll share us the code, so we should not worry. Inside this particular folder, I have three things. I have index.html, I have samuel.png, and then I have style.css. Now, if you check, if I open index.html, I have a very simple code. You see, that first name and last name and everything that I have the other side, they are all here. If I open style.css, everything they are all here. Again, if you don't know how to write websites, this shouldn't stop you. The code is already there. Wherever you see first name, just clean it and put your name. Wherever you see last name, clean it, put your last name. For example, now this one is about. It said lorem ipsum. Just clean it and put your about. I am a computer science student. studying in Abukat of Abalawa University. My interest is in websites development and the likes. You don't need to you don't even need to know how to write websites for you to be able to edit this code. So now this is what we want to deal with. Let me copy the link to this so that we can. How can I even copy the link safe? I don't seriously, I don't know how to copy link on GitHub. How do they copy links? Oh God, save my life. Repository. I'm not sure I've done this thing before. So 4 weeks of
Go to
assured
the
this.
repository, sir.
I didn't get you.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me,
Hello.
sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Click on the green button code.
Yes, that will copy it as if I want to use the command prompt to copy it, to download it.
Okay.
I don't want us
Okay.
to use command prompt. To just clone
Okay.
this using
Okay.
the.
Once you
I
download
don't
it.
want to use the cloning method. Yes, not the cloning method.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
I
what
understand.
this. I think what you guys should just do is this. Let me copy the link to the website. Then I will dump it. I also post it on the. I'll post it on the WhatsApp group too. Now I've put the link in the. Yes, yes. Tayo was saying something too. That this is the link to the repository. Just go and download it. Now, how can you download this? I don't want us to learn all these git command and the likes. So I send the link to you. Once you are on this website, just come to code and click on download zip. If you download zip, you have the zip file on your laptop. So you have all these things on your laptop. Now, so when you have the zip file on your laptop, and let me also open the code now. Let me just see a basic sample of the code. Let me just show us what we need to do. Code basis. Now, let's assume you copy the link that I sent to you, and then you download the code on your laptop. You now have the code on your laptop. Now, let's say you don't even need to have Visual Studio Code. You can you don't even need to have a laptop to do this. In case you think maybe you have a laptop, you don't need to have a laptop. You can even do all this thing on your phone. You can use that. Maybe I'll share the link on the group. There's some app you can use to write HTML code, and this is going to work perfectly fine. So let me assume that you have created a GitHub account. To create a repository, I won't be teaching us all this. Maybe you can just check online how to create a repository. Now you have to create a repository after creating an account. So once you create a repository, don't forget you have to, well, I think the best way is even, no, I want us to write the code. I want us to use our hand to edit the code. I will say you should just, what's it called? Just clone the repository or just fork it. But then I think the best way is for us to write it on by ourselves and see how things work. So once you create a GitHub account, you create a repository. It's very simple to create a repository. Let me create a repository. Let me just do it serious. I know some of us, this might be our first time. So let's say you are in your GitHub account. It will look something like this. Just come to repository, and then you can click on new.
Sorry, I can't see your screen, so I don't know if it's my network.
It's you. I think my screen is being shared. Can you see my screen, please?
You can
I
Yes.
can
increase
see
the
it now.
font size.
Okay, let me increase my contrast. Okay. Okay, so just put your name in the repository. It can be anything. You can just put anything there. Please, this is an assignment, not that this is not a casual something that whether I like or not, I don't do it too. You have to do it. If you don't submit, I will remove your access from Azure. So then you click on create repository. Once you click on create repository, I think this is even an assignment for us. Go and learn how to create a repository. And then once you create a repository, just the code you downloaded before. Look, I sent the link to this, and then you downloaded the code. So that code, just open it on your phone or open it on your phone or on your laptop and edit it. Let me show you. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I'm editing my own this time. So this way I've opened the code now. You can see I have the HTML index.html. I have samuel.png is my picture, and I have style.css. So this is my own code. So what you need to do is just to, let's say, index.html now. You have to come here. I say your name. You just have to put Samuel Ade Shola in this case. So in this place, it says samuel.png. Use your own image and replace it with my own image. Just put, okay, first name. Let's say first name is Samuel. Last name is Adeshola. All of us must have this thing. You have to have this. I know whether you are science student or you are commercial or you are library information science, you every time whenever people ask for you, like what have you done before, you have to give them a link to your portfolio. Almost everybody in the world has a portfolio website. So it's time for you to have your own too. Even but who was this guy? Tinubu to has his own website. He has a portfolio website. If you go to his Twitter account, you see that he has his own. Where I'm the president of Nigeria, and then all the stories. So which city, Bauchi, and which country, Nigeria, we inhale this. So Samuel Eshola, Bauchi, Nigeria, and everything is fine now. So these are the only thing I've done. Let's say about. I just want to do a very small sample for so that you should know that this thing is what you can do. You can always go and do this on your own. So about I am a boy. So those are the only two things I've done about I am a boy. So let me run this website and see. How do I run websites here? Okay. Terminal. Just hold on. Depending on what I'm doing now, might not actually be how you do your own. I think we just one of the things I'd saying. I think you just have to take your time and learn this basic part. This is not the most important part. Share this tab. So I'm trying to run what I just, you see, I have that Samuel Adeshola about Nigeria, about it says I am a boy. So do you need to know how to write websites for you to type all these things? No, you don't even need to know how to do it at all. It's just edit, replace, and like just clean what is there and put your own thing there. So I've done a very small thing, it's a very small job now. So now, after doing all this thing on your own laptop, anybody here on this call will not be able to see all these things. How do you now make it accessible to the whole world that anybody can see it? So this is what we are going to do. So now go back to Azure. Let me share my Azure tab. Now I have to go back to Azure. Now, as I mentioned, the static is called the website is called a static web app without any backend. How do you host a static web app without any backend? Now, if I'm sure you are going to see this thing also on your own, you see all these things. So create resource, subscriptions, and then it says, what happened now? Static web app. So just click on static web app. In case you are not seeing it, you can simply come here and type static web app. So I can also click from here, static web app. Right? So you might not see anything on your own, everything will be blank. You see, this is my website. The other one, the other time. This canopy was a competition I did the other time, and we even won the competition. It's a very small thing, and I did everything. Man. I was practicing this one today. So you're not going to see any of these things. Just click on create. You cannot call yourself a cloud engineer if you're able to do this thing. It's very simple. Just click on create. I want to create a static web app now. So it says subscription. If you are practicing this on your own, you see you have the same thing. You have a subscription, and then what you have here is 4 weeks of Azure. It's going to be, you won't be able to select anyone. Though me, I can select different types that I've created before, but just to just be 4 weeks of Azure, which is what we are dealing with. So it says I should give it a name. You can call it your website name. Let's say my portfolio. Right? So my portfolio. It says what is the plan? Is it free for hobby or personal projects? Can you come? So you just click on this free. So what this thing means is that you don't even need to pay any money, right? For example, that my website, I'm not paying any money to host it. So if you want to host a static app on Azure, you don't need to pay anything. It's free. Some of you have to go and pay for, let's say you want to host just a simple website for something, just a simple information website. You are paying for it. Once you have an Azure account, you're not even paying, like you're not going to pay forever and ever. So it's free. Just select the free method. So now, this is where the most important part comes in. It's going to ask me that where is my code located? He said GitHub, Azure DevOps, or others. In this case, my code is on Azure, is on GitHub. So you now ask me to what? I should sign into GitHub. So if I click on login, it will ask me to log in. Can you come? Yes, I've logged in. So it's asked me to select organization. You only see one thing, just your name, just select organization. So after that, it will be loading the repository. It will be loading all your repo that you have, all the repository that you have. So I have to click here and select. The name of the repo is 4 weeks of Azure Tax 1. And then to ask me which branch do I want. There's only one branch, which is the main branch. Right? Please, I don't know if there's any question along the way, just be putting it in the comment section. Yeah, sorry. What's the name? Chat. It's okay, ask question, application. I don't need to, all this one, you don't need to touch anything again. Maybe part of your own learning. Don't forget, you can touch anything, maybe when you are trying to learn and see how each of those things and how, what are they affecting. So you can, so these are what I just did. The name for the website and everything that I need to set up. And yeah. So once you are done, just click on review plus create. Review plus create. Review plus create. Let's wait for this. And this one should not take time like that virtual machine. Fast. Yeah, it's done. So down it said create, and I click on create. Please, if you know there's anything you have not done, maybe you have not created a GitHub account, you have to do that before our next class. We have to submit I'll show us the sample for submission on the WhatsApp group. It says submitting deployment. It will say all this English, and then I think we should be done. Yeah, it says validating. And just whenever you have time, feel free to go through Azure, click on anything. Even if you ask you to pay, don't worry, just put the pay. Everything has been covered for you. Just make sure once you are done, close it. Once the money finish from the source, all of us will be stranded. So make sure once you are done, you close it. And if you don't something that is not, you don't know how to go back, just send a message on the group. So you say you're the resource group, 4 weeks of Azure. I'm using this subscription. It said it is free. So you now give me the URL. It's a URL source deployment. So this URL is the URL to my website. So even though what you are seeing now is looking very long, don't worry about that. There's another thing they call, though that's another place entirely. How we can, what's it called? How we can turn this very long thing into a very short thing. Like, let's say your name is David. You can say, okay, davidola.com, something like that. We see how we can turn all those ones. But first, let's make sure that the website is live and it's online. That one is done. You just have to go to and then I'm also going to give us as part of free gigs. Maybe in the next class, or I will show us maybe in the next class. Anybody that submit the assignment, we have a free domain to host its own website. You have a free domain name, yes. Domain, though we are hosting the website already, once you are done with this, you have already hosted the website. But instead of having this long name, nobody is going to be typing this. I will now give you a free a subscription, like a 1-year subscription, to give your own name, like rufai.com, to host it here, so that anybody can easily type it. So here it says uploading. So it's currently uploading, but we are done. You don't have to worry about it again. So you can just come here, copy this link. Let me see whether it's going to work. Or even if you don't want to copy the link, just click on visit your site. Visit your site. Let's see. Yeah. I don't even know it's working very fast. It works fast today. It's visit your site. Let me copy this link and send it to us. Don't forget, before it was on my computer, I was the only one that can see it. But then let me copy the link to the site and share it. So click on this link that I just posted in the comment section. You see that you'll be able to copy the link. You'll be able to log in and see the thing. Like, well, no, please confirm this. Click on the link whether you're able to see my site or not. Please, are we able to see it? Yeah, so the website is live. So now you are having it, saving it on Azure, and everything's working fine. So though it's a very long name now, but as I mentioned, anybody that's finished the assignment and is done, we now see how we can turn this thing into a very small name like suleimanumar.com or victoryayegunle.com. But first, you have to do this and make sure everything's working perfectly. So that's basically what we are doing today as regarding how you can host your own static website on Microsoft Azure. This can be long as much as possible. This is just a very small one-page website. It can be, for example, I know Victory. Victory used to do clothing, she used to sell clothes, do tailoring and the likes. Let's say she needs a platform to host, to be putting this thing, all our clothes design. Just for you to be showing people, okay, these are the things I've done. You can just meet somebody, or you can even use AI. Just go to ChatGPT or go to Gemini and say, write code for me that can for my clothes line. And since it's very easy for you to edit, we are all learning there. If you are educated, I'm not sure anybody should be here that should not be able to edit that code. The one we are working with. You don't need to even know how to write website at all. You just to be cleaning something and be writing your own thing there. So it's just like Microsoft Word. So you can actually host that kind of thing, Victory, and then put different clothes, put different pictures of your clothes there, and you're able to host it on Microsoft Azure. So by next class, once we're done with the assignment, I'm not sure. Though this is not Microsoft, you have to go to people that used to sell domain name. You go to maybe Namecheap. You can go to different platforms like GoDaddy. You'll be using GoDaddy next week. So and see how we can just use our own name instead of this long name, and then use it for our own websites. That anybody that goes to that link, be able to access that website. So and don't forget, it's always free at all time. As you can see from the subscription, it is free. You can use it at all time. So thank you so much. This is it for the 3. And that's basically the demo on how you can host your static website. As I mentioned on the description, that will be the practical we'll be working with today. How you can host your own static website on Microsoft Azure. So thanks so much. Now we take questions and we take any information or addition or subtraction or multiplication. So if you can, I think you can just raise up your hand if you want to ask any question. It can be about Microsoft Azure or about anything. But before that, we should not forget what we have at hand. Let me share this. Don't forget, like, you have a challenge to complete. Just go to, if you have not started your challenge, make sure you are active with the challenge. Let me go to bit.ly. Okay, Azure it to be. Yeah, please. As I mentioned, this class, we are not going to be doing all these basics of Microsoft Azure. I'm sure you can all see my screen. Yeah. So please don't forget to complete your challenge. We have 23 days left. It's just 12 modules. First, you can even complete this thing in a day. So once you go to that link, bit.ly/atbu Azure, you see it will show you where you are currently. If you have not started, please make sure you start. You have to join the challenge. It's part of the requirements for this class. All our Friday class will just be practical. This is where you learn the theory. Everything we're doing here is just practical. So this is where you learn the theory. Just click on continue learning. Let's see who are on the leaderboard. Abdul Malik Awamakama is the one leading. Atik Abdul, all these guys, they have completed their own class. Omoto Shaw is on number 8. I'm also on number 8. Salami, you are on number 7. Abdul Malik Oyenino, so people have not even started at all. People like Temitope, Udemy, Yusuf Adedigba, you guys have not started at all. Please, let's make sure we complete this thing 12 over 12. Okafor Dorothy, I saw you have joined the call, but you have not started any. If you join this class, you will not really understand because we are just doing practicals here. This is where you learn the theory. So Okafor Dorothy, I know you're on the call. Please make sure you start your challenge. Just click on, it's very simple. Just click on continue learning. It's just a write-up, no video, no anything. You can finish it in 1 hour. And then these are the, let's say you are starting for the first time, just click on describe cloud services. Just read all these stories. I think I've done this one. Let me go back to the one I've not done. Okay, let me go back to the one I've not done. Yeah, this one. Let's say this particular fundamentals of Azure AI. So you can even go ahead of this class. Let's say you want to learn about AI. fundamentals of Azure AI. So you just click on start, and then just be reading all these stories. So read introduction, then after that, go to the next, read all these stories. After that, go to the next, read all these stories. So it's very simple. It's very easy for us to complete because the completion too is also an advantage. The only way you can pay for this class is for you to complete your challenge. That is what we, because we are required to have everybody that has joined the class to complete the challenge. It's the only way you can help us is for you to complete the challenge and make sure you do it 12 over 12. As I mentioned, you can. So as I mentioned, you can, yes, you can even finish this in a day and read through it. Please, we need you to complete the challenge. It's very important. I'll be sending a personal DM. If I know you have not completed your challenge, you have to complete it. So I think that's basically as regarding the challenge. Friday, 45 minutes, we are done with the class, and then you can always do your challenge. So now let's open up questions, answers, subtraction, subtraction, addition. If you have any question from everything we have done, now's the time. All right, let's go. So Mr. David Tavishima.
Yes, sir. And thank you so much for sharing this wonderful knowledge with us, sir. My question is it possible to maybe store a work, maybe writing under Google Chrome? Then you just share the link on your website so that somebody can click on the link, then go to Google Drive to get
Yes.
full story.
Okay, yes. I don't know. Please let me can I quickly do that demo? Can I quickly do that demo for you now? It's very easy for you to do. Let me go back to where my code is.
All right, sir.
This is the code. This is the code I was in the other time. So just you can come and put any link. You can put any link at all. This depends on your website knowledge. You can copy any link from any place at all. Not necessarily everything is your own computer. You can copy the link. But let me copy. Let me go to my photo. I don't want to get. Let me go to my photos. I think let me go to my photos and Google Drive. I think let me go to Google Drive. Yeah, let me go to my drive. Please, you can ask other questions now if you want to ask questions while I'm trying to demonstrate this to Mr. Tevishima. So this is my Google Drive. Let me let's say I have this particular, I don't know what is there. Okay, it's my transcript. I don't want you guys to see my results. I don't know what is there. Okay, this guy, this is one of my papers. So let's say I want to copy the link to this. I just have to come to share, copy the copy link, and then once you have to make sure that you are sharing with people so that people will have access to it. Share. Let me say anybody with the link can access it. Okay, I have to make sure that anyone with the link, you have to do all these things, and then copy link. So once I copy the link, let me go back to my code. So this is my code now. So I want that whenever somebody click on Twitter, you take them to that page. I just have to come here and put the link. This is the link. And then I can save this. So don't forget anybody that click on Twitter because that is the Twitter button. So that's the Twitter button. Let me go back to where the website is. So this is the website. So let me click on Twitter. If I click on Twitter, you see. Please, do you see that, Mr. Tevishima?
Yes, very well. What a
Yeah, so
nice job, sir.
it takes it. So it's very simple. It takes it to this paper. So you
But
have to make sure you are saying.
is there no way you can just give a heading of this artificial intelligence in agriculture and then put a link? Must it be added to a Twitter or
No,
any
no,
of
no, no,
these?
no. That was just a demo. It can be anywhere. It can be artificial intelligence, and then this can be anywhere. It's not a must. It can be anywhere.
Okay,
This actually
honestly.
depends on your website, on your HTML knowledge. So it can be anywhere. You can ask somebody you can even ask on the group. So people know how to do HTML there. That this is what I want to do. How do you do it? I just use a
All
very
right.
simple example there. It can be anywhere.
Okay, I
Yes.
understand, sir.
Yes. Sir.
Thank you so much.
So I don't need any other question. Ajayi Kodri, your hand is raised. I don't know if you have a question or it's a mistake.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Ajayi.
My question goes like this concerning the virtual machine.
Yes, yes.
What about the PC where which does not support visualization? Because I read about some articles sometimes that without visualization to that also.
Yeah. In this case, you don't have to worry about that because what we are dealing with is let me go back to I think that thing should have finished. Let me go back to my so you don't have to worry about visualization in this case. You'll be able to this there have to be a protocol that you're using to access. There's remote desktop publishing and then there's SSH and there's
Okay,
HTTP. There are different platform. So whether your machine supports visualization, even if you're on Linux computer, you can create a Windows computer.
okay,
Even if you
sir.
are Windows XP, you can create a Windows 11. So let me just go back. If you are finished, this thing was just giving me one idea. Let me just. So you don't have to worry about virtualization. Yeah, it's not actually running on your own laptop. It's running in the cloud. So whether
Okay,
where your computer is virtualization or not, it's not like you are running VirtualBox on your computer. This is running in the cloud now, so you can always access it anytime.
and it will work perfectly like normal computer.
Yes, once your internet is good, it will work perfectly.
Okay, sir.
So
One more question, sir.
okay,
Uh, this HTML that you say we should write, I don't know
yes, yes.
if we can write like C++ code concerning this is it web frame and some other things, and post it like that, and it will still work.
Yes, yes. Once it's a front-facing website, anything is going to work.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. I don't know if there's any other question as well.
Sorry, I lost some of my network. My question is, how can I shut the virtual machine down? Because I've witnessed a situation like that when someone make the subscription and we just discover after like 10 days they say the subscription is out. Then we get it, we discover it was on for that particular period of time. So how can someone shut it down? I don't get that. I have
Yes, for example, I'm on my virtual. This is the website. This is the management portal for my virtual machine now. To stop this, I just have to click on stop. So different cloud has different way of doing it, but the knowledge is 99% transferable. Even if you learn this thing with AWS, it's not difficult for you to come and do it on GCP or anywhere. So I can just click on stop and it's going to stop.
sorry, I can't see the stop button. Oh,
That's maybe let me go back. Let me go back. ATP virtual machines. See, there's a stop button here. Just click on this stop. You can see the stop, right? I think his network is gone. So please, is there another question? Okay, Mr. Abtab, yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening. Well done.
Sorry, my question is, please, is the meeting recorded?
Yes, yes,
Because my network misbehaved, so I don't want to delay anybody. So maybe how can we have access to the meeting so that
yes,
I will
it's
go through
recorded.
it again? Okay,
It's
sir.
recorded. You might most likely see the link.
Okay.
So please, any other
Thank you.
question? Any other question before? Or someone raising up the hand? Yeah, I'm not sure anybody's raising their hand again. So I wanted to show us the Windows, the virtual machine at the right time. But I want us to see the graphics to see the Windows this thing exactly. But now I don't have RDP installed. I'm on a Linux computer. Assuming I'm on a Windows computer, this shouldn't have been a problem. Let me see, but then this one should work. I wanted to see that the machine actually deployed. This one is telling me a story, validating. I want to do this thing very fast. I should have used RDP, but this one will not work now. Let me check that this can work. No. It's not give me. I just need to use RDP to connect to this, but then I have to download something. This guy is saying. Okay, I think it's going now. You're almost there. See your console. No. Oh, I'm still doing a long process. This is a long process. I want us to see that the machine actually work. I think it has finished. No, it says it's creating. Please don't forget the assignment. Copy the link to the code, download the code, edit it, paste it back on GitHub, and make sure the index.html is still named index.html. It has to be index.html unless it's not work. That's the entry point to HTML code, index.html. Make sure it's still named index.html, and I think you'll be good to go. Just upload it. Go to your Microsoft, create a static web app, and create the link to it. I'll show us the format for submission on the WhatsApp group. And we should submit before next class. People that submitted, they have access to get their own domain name for 1 year for free. If you want to continue after 1 year, I think they are paying $12 or how much. Yeah. Why are all these things taking time now? Maybe next class we see the working, how it works. If you want to practice, you can actually go and do it from your own end and see how things work. Since you can also do it from our own end. Just don't forget to, whatever you open, close it. Whenever anything that is paid that you open, you have to make sure I didn't set any form of limit or any form of alarm to notify me. So anything that is open, just make sure you close it. If you can't close it, I think you also be seeing it. I will no, even if you don't worry, Sha, it's not hardcore. Anything that is happening, I'll be seeing it from my own. I can always I'll be notified if things are going south. All right, thanks so much everyone for
Sorry,
joining.
sorry,
Yeah,
please. For the practice of the virtual machine, I'm also on Linux machine, so
yes,
I don't know
you have
what
any
I
problem.
need to download. What I need to set it up as a Linux when I'm setting
You have to download Windows
when I'm
RDP.
switching the.
Check for RDP protocols. How
Okay,
does RDP?
okay. RDP protocol.
Yes, it's remote desktop publishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Right. So you can also practice trace no matter the computer. If all these things you can even do it on your phone, as I was saying. Don't say it's because you don't have a laptop, you're not able to follow. You can do everything that we are doing with your phone. You're not doing it. You can write the code with your phone, you can upload it with your phone. Just make sure you have your own portfolio websites and it's well configured. People that I know them here, you have to make sure your portfolio is actually reflecting you. If you are doing clothes, you have to make sure it is clothes. Ajayi, I know you used to sell laptop. You have to make sure your portfolio look like that somebody is able, people are able to see your product there. I know Sadiq is a UI person. He's going to make his portfolio to be very beautiful. So means for Dorothy, you have to make sure portfolio to be beautiful. Allow this, you have to make sure to be good too. And then we see. So thanks so much, as I mentioned. I don't want to, it's already 9, we are already past time. Thanks so much, and I see us in the next class. That's next week, Friday. Don't forget to complete your challenge, please. It's just over 12. Please let's complete it. That's the only benefits. Yeah. You can start dropping off the call now, and I'll see you guys next week.